All right, let's take a look back at this day in history. August 18th, 1947, when Bill Hewlett and David Packard formalized a 9-year partnership and incorporated their electronics company. Now, at the time, its primary product was an audio oscillator, whose most famous customer was actually a Disney sound engineer who bought the device to use it in the film Fantasia. Now, Hewlett-Packard would grow rapidly, and its name would too, becoming synonymous with the image of Silicon Valley tech startups. Its real growth was to come, and it expanded way beyond oscillators into other electronics, and then into servers, and then into the so-called microcomputers that would be rebranded as PCs. But it's funny, while HP's 9100A is credited with being the first personal computer, honestly, it was more of a glorified calculator. In fact, when an employee in the 1970s named Steve Wozniak approached his bosses about a more consumer-friendly PC design that he had been working on, they actually passed on the idea, said they wanted to keep their focus on calculators, analyzers, and other instruments for the scientific and industrial markets. Wozniak, by the way, of course, would leave HP and take his idea, which would become the basis for the Apple I computer. But eventually, HP did get the message. And by the 2000s, it was able to boast as the largest maker of personal computers by revenue in the world. But some expensive and ill-timed acquisitions, as well as a series of product flops, hurt revenue and hurt the stock price. The company would go on to hire and then let go of 3 CEOs over a 7-year stretch alone in the early 2000s. And by 2015, under the direction of a new CEO, Meg Whitman, decided to split in two: a PC business and an enterprise services company. While neither company was really ever able to regain the same magic of what Bill Hewlett and David Packard fostered, the legacy, well, it lives on. That garage, 367 Addison Avenue in Palo Alto, California, where the two were said to have tinkered on their designs, is now a museum that touts itself as the, quote, birthplace of Silicon Valley. And while the significance of that garage is certainly more myth than reality, it did provide an emotional fulcrum that spawned hundreds of tech companies, from Palo Alto to Menlo Park to Cupertino to Santa Clara and beyond, all that would form the backbone of the computer and internet age that continues to evolve to this day.